Hi, it's Megan. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my favorite Amazon deals for Prime Day this year. I'll be sharing some of the things that I bought, as well as some of our homeschool favorites, so that if they're on sale or hopefully will go on sale, they're things that you can keep your eye out on and put on your wish list. So I've kind of broken things down into a few different categories. I have just general like kid learning stuff. I have learning games. I have art supplies, teacher supplies, and then at the very end I'll be sharing some books that are really good homeschooling books, or any books generally speaking for kids, but specifically for homeschool, as well as some of the books that I also bought for our homeschool for the fall. Okay, so with general learning, one of my favorite things that I have for my kids is actually something that my 3-year-old daughter got for her birthday last year, and she has used this literally every single day. It is a Yoto player. This is the Yoto Mini. It doesn't come, you can buy these like silicone sleeves and handles for them, but just the box itself is pretty kid-proof. So those aren't necessary. My daughter just really loves purple, and so she got these as like a Christmas gift. But these are so awesome. They are a great way to do audiobooks without your kid needing to use a screen. So you purchase with them what are called Yoto cards. And they have all kinds for all different kinds of books. So here's just a few. We have Chrysanthemum, we have Charlotte's Web, and we have A Narwhal and Jelly. We also have lots of other ones. There are also music ones. There's sleepy stories. There's white noise. There's all different kinds of cards. And something that I love about them is that you can also make your own cards. So you can do your own recordings. If you have CDs, you can rip the music and put them onto cards. You can do, like I mentioned, your own recordings. And if you have purchased audiobooks, there's certain audiobook files and places where you can buy them, where you can make your own Yoto cards from those audiobooks. The place that I know of is melod.ie, and they have really good sales on books, on audiobooks. And if you purchase through melod.ie, then you actually have ownership of those files. If you get audiobooks through Audible or through Libby or something, you don't actually own the files. And so you can't make your own Yoto cards, but through melod.ie, you can. And so I've been able to make some of my own cards. This one is like a Silly Songs with Larry card. This one has some of the Princess and Black books on it, and I just put them and made them onto my own. I think the Yoto player is definitely way better than the Tony boxes. I feel like it's way more usable for your kids long term. Like your kids can still use this when they are, tweens, even teenagers, because they still have audiobooks on that are already pre-made on Yoto cards that are like Harry Potter and Chronicles of Narnia and other kind of like older kid books. And it's just so awesome. It can grow so easily with your kids. It charges really easily when you turn it on. So when you turn it on, it shows like the time on it. You can also push it and it shows your battery level. These knobs are for volume and for skipping ahead or behind on the tracks. So I just can't say enough good things about Yoto Player. And my daughter, it's almost my daughter's birthday again, and she has literally used this every single day since she got it for her birthday last year. It's definitely one of my favorite things my kids have ever gotten. So these are on sale for Amazon Prime. I haven't seen any of the Yoto cards yet. I'm filming this on Tuesday, the first day of Prime days, and this video is going up on Wednesday of Prime days, so they might go on sale today or the next couple of days. So just keep a lookout for them. If not, you can buy them. You can buy Yoto cards directly from the website. They usually have really good deals on Black Friday as well. And I'll also link down below, in addition to linking this and all the other things that I'm talking about today, I will link down a few articles that can help you with like making your own Yoto cards and kind of the differences between a Yoto player and a Tony box, and why Yoto players are better. Okay, also in just general kid learning, my kids love magnet blocks. We have cars, we have big blocks, we have squares and triangles, we have little window pieces and glittery pieces and things for tunnels. Magnet tiles are always something that my kids love playing with, and they're always on sale of lots of different brands and styles. And these are something that my 3-year-old plays with, as well as my 7-year-old plays with, and they've played with them pretty much since their whole lives. Another thing to look for We really love water vows. We love pretty much everything by Melissa & Doug. There's always really good sales on Melissa & Doug things. And so I know as I was looking through that they had quite a few water vows, as well as like reusable sticker pads of various shapes and sizes and themes are all on really good deals. And we always stock up on Melissa & Doug things on Amazon Prime Days. These are really good, especially for my preschooler, to keep her entertained while I'm doing school with my oldest daughter, while she is like waiting for her turn for me to come do school with her. So I always like keeping these on hand. Okay, another thing I have recommended is, it's the Picasso Tiles brand. This is something I got for my youngest daughter for Christmas. And it is a letter tracing with these little dots. You can use the stylus and you can trace the letter, and it brings the little magnet balls up, and then they can trace it again to push the balls down. This has been just a really fun way for her to practice her handwriting. These are on a really good sale right now as well. So this one that I have has letters on one side, numbers on the other, as well as a small area down here where you could write like additional math problems or do small drawing. We also have a second board that came in this set that has lowercase letters on one side, and then the back side is all just like blank balls like this, so you can do all kinds of drawing. And my daughter has really enjoyed doing these. Some other just general learning things that you might want to be looking for are globes and maps, kind of any kind of interactive geography things, science things, so like magnifying glasses, microscopes, telescopes, science kits, those kinds of things are probably going to be on some good sales for Prime Day as well. For my kids, what I have ordered, just falling in this general learning section, I ordered them some new headphones. Their current headphones are working fine, but I like to always have a backup pair for each of them because when they die, we use them almost every day. And so it's just something I want to have on hand as a backup. So I'll put a picture of the ones that I ordered here. They were on sale for $10, which is a pretty good sale price for this style of headphone for my kids. And then the other thing that I ordered is, I'll put a picture of it right here, is an actual like binder for Yodo cards. Next, we're just going to quickly talk about some art supplies. This is a great time to stock up on like regular school supplies, as well as things like nicer colored pencils or watercolors, or I don't know, any kind of art supply you might need for your homeschool year. Now is a good time to stock up on that. Something that I really like for my kids are these tempera paint sticks. And so I've gotten a few different sets over the years from different brands. There's the Quicks brand, there's the Chunkies brand. There are also, I don't know if these are still around, but one of the first sets we got were a Crayola brand. And these are just really fun. They're super pigmented. They look like tempera paint, but they are almost like a glue stick consistency. And so they dry like instantly. And so these are just really fun. The colors are super pigmented and bright, and they're just really fun to use on like really big coloring posters or pretty much any kind of painting project. If you don't want to mess, these are super awesome. And then my other art supply that I always recommend to have, especially for younger kids, are these dot markers. They're basically like a bingo dauber. You can also find like workbooks to go with these so that kids can practice doing like letters or tracing shapes or practicing colors or whatever. But these are also super fun and a really easy, low mess art supply that I like to keep on hand. And even my 7.5-year-old still really likes using these. And then the only art supply that I've bought so far is a new pack of origami paper. My oldest has been really getting into origami. And so I ordered this pack right here that looks like it also comes with like an instruction book. And this was on a really good deal as well. So I ordered that. And then I'm also going to be looking for some watercolor paper. We do the Good and the Beautiful for our curriculum. And there is lots of watercolor like throughout the whole course. And so I just wanted to restock up on our watercolor paper so that we have that on hand ready to go for our next school year. Okay, for learning games, we have lots and lots of games. My kids really like games. And they are a great way to learn. So some of our favorites, my oldest daughter really likes Catan Junior and Ticket to Ride Junior. I'll put both of those up here. And we also really like a lot of the games by the Peaceable Kingdom brand. Again, today on Tuesday when I last checked, I hadn't really seen maybe one or two of the Peaceable Kingdom games on sale, but that might change over the next couple of days. But some of my kids' favorites are the Count Your Chickens. This one is just called the Fairy Game. They also like Mermaid Island and Hoot Owl Hoot. And so those are all super fun and we really enjoy those. We also really like, my oldest daughter got a logic game called Canoodle. I'll put a picture of it right here. She got that for Christmas, I believe. And it's just a fun way to, like a puzzle kind of game, similar to like Tetris in a way, where you have these like colored beads that are molded together so they're different shapes. And there's a little booklet that tells you how to put all the pieces in except for a few. And then you have to figure out how the last few pieces actually fit into the puzzle so that they can all fit in its little tray. It's really fun. It's something that's nice that she can do kind of on her own, and just practices some of those good like logic and spatial reasoning skills. Another game that's really fun is Spot It. There's all different kinds of versions of it just with pictures. I don't know if these ones are on sale, but in the past I've gotten this Spot It numbers. Basically what this game is you have these little circle cards and you try to find things that match on at least 2 of the cards. So I have one that's numbers. I have one from one of my teaching days. This is just basic English. So when I was teaching ESL students, we used this a lot. And then I also have one that has letters. So these are super, super great, again, for preschoolers, even up through like early elementary. These are all super fun and a great way to practice learning while playing a game as well. My youngest daughter got this game for Christmas and really, really likes it. It's called I Found It, EYE. This one is the Disney version, and there is like a board game version of it, but we just have the card game. And this one is super fun. Everybody gets a certain like 4 or 5 cards, and then you take turns flipping over cards that have an image that you need to find somewhere on your card. And the first person to find that on their card gets to discard their card, and everybody searches for the thing that's on the back. And then the first person to get rid of all of their cards wins. So this is something, again, that my 3-year-old can play and has been able to play very easily, and something that she really likes doing. So that's another good one that usually goes on sale for pretty inexpensively for the Prime days. And then I also really like things from Learning Resources. They have lots of different games and activities, lots of times for like kind of the preschool, early elementary age. And so I did order this game called Noodle Knockout. I ordered this for my youngest for her birthday in a couple of weeks because she loves ramen. And so I thought she would really enjoy this game. This is one that you can play by yourself or with a group. So I thought that would be nice. It would be something she could do on her own or play with, you know, me or my husband or her sister or all of us together or something. But basically you put all the ingredients in a big bowl, and then each person gets a little order card and a bowl and a pair of chopsticks, and you have to use the chopsticks to pull out certain ingredients to match your order card. And the first person to fill the correct order first wins. So that's something I think that she will really enjoy. Okay, so now moving on to like teacher supplies, things that I think are a good deal that you could order or be thinking about ordering. The first thing are my nice pens. I really like stationery and pens and things, and these Papermate Flair pens are some of my favorites. I also like the Papermate Ink Joy pens, are also really good. And then just for like everyday writing, I just love the basic Bic crystal pens. But these are definitely some of my favorite, and these always go on really good sales this time of year. I also really like, I'll put a picture of them up here, the Sharpie S-Note highlighters. I use those in my teacher planner every week, and I've really, really enjoyed those. They're really nice highlighters and not terribly expensive in terms of how much you can pay for highlighters. So, and I like that they're pastel colors. They're just a lot easier to see and not as like glaring as some of the fluorescent ones. Something else to look for are laminating sheets or laminating pouches in the laminator if you don't have one of those. I've had these, I don't even know for how long, for quite a while. And this is the first time. I am getting a little bit low on my pouches. This one came with 100 pouches, and I've had this for many, many years, and I'm just now starting to run low. And so I did order another set of 100 pouches. They're just the Amazon Basics brand is the one that I ordered. And those were like $9-ish for the 100 pack. So those were a really good deal. Also, if there's any other kind of teacher supplies like staplers, tape dispensers, scissors, paper cutters, hole punchers, those are all kind of things that you can look for, that there will be some good deal on some of them. And so those are all good things that if you don't have those things or yours are starting to wear out, now's a good time to replace them. And then the other thing, teacher-wise, that you should be looking for is a teacher planner if you don't have one, if you are a physical paper planner person. Other things for teachers that I have ordered, I ordered some of these binder tabs that have pockets in them. I'm going to use this to organize our social emotional learning curriculum. I subscribe to the Simply on Purpose Teach Me series. But I subscribe to that every month, so I get a new basically lesson every month. And so I like to print those out, prep all of the materials for that, and then I can just put the materials inside the folder part of the tab, and then I can just write what the lesson is on the tab, and then put the papers that go along with the lesson kind of behind the tab, if that makes sense. So I'll be putting that together just to help organize that curriculum that we have, because right now it's just kind of paper clipped together in a bunch of random places, so I'd like to have it all condensed into one binder. I also ordered some new dry erase markers that have an eraser on the tip and also have a magnet on them. Also, for a fun teacher thing for me, I got this set of cold cup sleeves. I don't drink coffee, but every once in a while I do like to get a drink, like a soda from the gas station. So I thought these would be fun to kind of keep them so they don't sweat all over the place. I also like they have a handle on them, so they'll be a little bit easier to hold, and they'll keep them insulated for a little bit longer. Oh, and then the other thing that is super, super useful that I have seen on sale for Prime Day are these zipper pouches. I use these to organize everything. They come in a big pack. You can get them that are all the same size. You can get them like a variety pack that has a bunch of different sizes. And I use these for so many things. I use them to organize our games. I have some that organize our art supplies. I use them for organizing traveling things. I use them to organize tons and tons of different things. So I love them, and I'll definitely make sure that I leave a link for those down below because they are awesome, and lots of them are on a really, really good deal right now. Okay, and finally for the book section, here are some of like my favorite homeschooling books that I have seen on sale. One of them are the Julia Rothman anatomy books. You've heard me talk about these many, many times. So, and I have seen, I think pretty much all of them are on sale. Some of them are part of the buy 2 books, get a 3rd book free sale. We already have quite a few of them. We have food anatomy, we have farm anatomy and nature anatomy. We also have wildlife anatomy that we are currently reading. The only one we don't have is the ocean anatomy, and so I ordered that one. Some of my other favorite books for homeschool are pretty much any Gail Gibbons book. These are really nice nonfiction books that are also illustrated, and they're written at a really, really great level that explain things really, really well. And she covers like all different kinds of nonfiction, anything from different kind of animals, weather, things in your community like libraries, post offices, what else? Like cowboys, I know we have that one, apples, farms, like flowers, vegetables, fruits, like pretty much any little kid nonfiction topic, she probably has a book on it. So some of her books are on sale and around like the $7 to $8 range, as well as part of the buy 2 get a 3rd book free sale. So we have like weather words. This one is the Arnold's apple tree that kind of goes through the seasons and how trees change. This one is caves and caverns that we got on one of our trips. We have a ton more. And then the one that I ordered as part of the sale was the tornadoes one, because we're going to be doing a weather unit in the fall. And so I thought that would be a good book to have on hand to go along with weather. And then the last kind of book series that I think are really good to have on hand that my kids have really enjoyed are these National Geographic Kids, Little Kids First Big Book of, and these cover a huge variety of topics. So we have, this one is Book of the World. So this goes over lots of different things like world geography wise. We have the first book of bugs, again, covering like insects and different kind of bugs. We have the dinosaur one. We have the first big book of Y. We have the big book of Y2 and the big book of Who. And then I also ordered a few of these. Some of these are also on really good sale. Some of them are part of the buy 2 get a 3rd book free. Some of them are not. They're just on a really good deal, like $7 or $8. And so I ordered one on rocks and minerals, one on weather, animals. I think I ordered one other one. I'll put a picture of it up here if I did, and have them all linked down below. And then in addition to ordering some of these National Geographic Big Book of Y, I ordered the Gail Gibbons book, like I mentioned. I also ordered the Ocean Anatomy book, like I mentioned. And then I ordered, for picture books, I ordered Malala's Magic Pencil. That's one that I've had on my list for quite a while, and it was on sale for around $10. And so I bundled that one with the Ocean Anatomy and this book right here called Everything Everywhere. That was also around that $10 mark. So I bundled those three together in one order since they were all around the $10 mark. So I was able to get all three of those books for $20. And then I put in another order that had like workbook things. These were all around the $4 to $5 mark. So up here I got the Carson DeLosa cutting practice book. My youngest daughter is still practicing scissor skills, and has really liked some of the other scissor skill books that she has. So I thought this would be another good one for her to have. I also got the Highlights kindergarten workbook. My youngest daughter is working on the preschool one right now and really likes it. So since this was on such a good sale, I just grabbed it while it was on sale, and then I'll just keep it until she's ready for it. And then the last thing I got was this 1 question a day journal for kids to help my oldest with her writing. So I ordered all three of those books together. And again, I got all three of those for less than $10, just working out with the sale. And then the last workbook that I also ordered was the Writing Without Tears, the Learning Without Tears company. We are currently working on the first grade writing one with my daughter, and it's working really, really well. So I got that while it was on sale, just so that we'll have it on hand when we need it as we start the school year. So, like I mentioned, I'll have all of these things linked down below, as well as a few other things if I see any other good deals. All of the things down below are affiliate links, so if you use them, I make a few pennies every time you buy something through them, and that just really helps to support my channel, to bring you more content like this. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with a new video. Bye.